Mawa Kachori in rose petal syrup. Hi everyone, welcome to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana. I am Ankita and we are doing something really special for Holi this time because Holi is incomplete without good sweets, right? So I thought why not make Mawa Kachori but with a slight twist in not a regular syrup but a rose petal syrup. You know, everything should be rosy, nice and colorful. It's Holi after all. So let's go ahead and look at the ingredients that we require to make this recipe. Khoya or mawa, maida or refined flour, sugar, powdered sugar, dried rose petals, ghee, kesar or saffron, chopped cashews, chopped walnuts, chopped almond oil. So now we know all the ingredients and Mawa Kachori is just a few steps away. So the first step, I'm going to put this pan on heat and into this I'm going to add the mawa or khoya as a lot of people call it. I'm not putting in any oil or anything because once we add in the khoya, the fat that is inside this khoya is going to come out and it's going to cook in it. I'm just doing it to remove the rawness. Now make sure that you keep on stirring it because we don't want the khoya to burn at any given point. Now as you can see that the rawness of the khoya has gone out and all the oil, all the extra oil has come out. So I'm going to switch off the flame and I'm going to take it out on a plate and let it cool. Now once this khoya cools down, we can add in the powdered sugar. So till that time, since we do not like to waste a lot of time in the kitchen, we are going to move on to the next step. I put some water on boil and here we are going to make a chashni. A chashni also known as a sugar syrup, but we are going to add rose petals to it and a bit of kesar or saffron because it looks really yummy and this is Holi that we are preparing it for. So a lot of colors will look definitely nice. Till the time our water is coming to a boil, let's add the sugar, granulated sugar. Alright, so our sugar syrup is on heat. Let's go on to making the dough. I've already prepped the dough and kept it, but I'll tell you how to make it. You have some maida, refined flour. In it, you're going to add ghee. Ghee acts as a shortening agent. So as soon as you put the ghee into the maida, it's going to stop the effect of the gluten and you'll get a hard dough. After you have added in the ghee, you'll get bread-like consistency, like breadcrumbs-like consistency. Then you keep on adding water a little by little and knead it into a hard dough like this one. This is the hard dough and it is perfect for the kachori that we are going to make. It also gives a khasta effect as called in Hindi, which is like a nice crispy texture to the mouth. So let's move on and make the kachori. So first I'm going to take some dough, make a roundel and press it. Alright, so we are going to work on the dough a little later. Let's just check on the sugar syrup. Alright, so now this khoya has come down to room temperature. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. We are going to add in the powdered sugar. Again, we are going to use our hands, but before that, let's just make it a little more festive and add in all the nuts. So we have some walnuts, some almonds, and some cashews. Now, I'm not that fond of cashews, but my mom is, so I'm adding a few. Now again, I'm going to use my hands and mix it all together. So as you can see, this mixture of khoya and all the goodness in life is ready. I'm going to transfer it into a bowl, and if you're dieting, maybe this is not the recipe for you, but then Holi is one festival, come on, a little bit of indulgence is good. Time to check our sugar syrup. So now this will take a little more time to come to the consistency that we want. Till then, let's roll out our mawa kachoris. So I'm going to take the dough and take out a small portion of it, make a roundel. Now first you're going to make a roundel and then press it and make puris like these. Now after you've made such a puri, you're going to spoon in a little bit of the filling. Now not too much because we don't want it to ooze out. And then we are going to close it. So I've closed it and this is how it looks after I've closed it. I'm going to flatten it out a little. So as you can see, our mawa kachoris raw but are kind of done. See? So now let's move on to the sugar syrup. Now it's kind of come to the consistency that I want. I don't want it to be too sweet or too stringy. So this is absolutely perfect. So now I'm going to add in the dried rose petals. I mean, leave alone the fragrance, the color in itself is so beautiful that it spells for Holi. So some rose petals, dried. Now I'm going to put it down to a simmer and transfer it onto the other gas. Till the time that this is getting cooked, I'm going to get on to frying the Mawa Kachoris. I've put some oil in a kadai, not like some oil but a lot of oil. I'm going to deep fry these Mawa Kachoris but on a low flame. I don't want the flame to be so hot that it's cooked from outside but not from inside. So make sure that the oil is hot enough for them to fry brilliantly. So now the oil is hot enough and I'm going to really gradually put in these Mawa Kachoris for frying. And we're going to let them fry till they are nice and golden brown. Now at the same time we're going to add the saffron to our sugar syrup. Now rose petal syrup seems absolutely perfect. It looks lovely. I mean, look at the rose petals floating. It's nice and pink. At the same time there's this nice fragrance coming from it. So I'm going to turn the gas down. As soon as our Mawa Kachoris are hot and golden brown and out of the oil, I'm going to transfer it straight to that chashni or the rose petal syrup. So our Mawa Kachoris are nice and ready and they've come to the color that I want. If you want, you can cook them a little bit more and make them a little more khasta as they call it, but I'm good with this. So I'm going to straight away transfer it to the rose petal syrup. So the Mawa Kachoris are in the rose petal syrup. I'm just going to toss them and as you can see, I've put it back on heat. Wow, this smells absolutely delicious. And I'm going to let them be in this mixture for around 10 minutes. So that all the goodness is soaked into this Mawa Kachori and it's nice and juicy from inside. And I was talking about the color earlier. As you can see now, they've got the nice golden brown color, which I wanted. Had it been you would have fried a little more longer, it would have been a darker brown shade. So to avoid that, I had taken it out of the oil then and put it into this sugar syrup. Now it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to take it out and serve it. And this has got a shelf life of let's say about 1 to 2 days. So after you have made it, if you put it in the refrigerator, then you can serve it to your guests the next day. So no headache for your Holi if you prepare it one day in advance. Let's just serve it now. So our Mawa Kachoris in rose petal syrup is absolutely ready. I mean, look at it. It looks absolutely adorable. Too tempting for me to stop right now. But since I've got some guests over, so happy Holi to you and your guests. Do make it, and if you have any comment, do write it below. Happy Holi again!